Speaking of phenomenal, oh, you're not going to like that transition. We're talking about NYCFC. Didn't intentionally go for the phenomenal there. Underperforming or overperforming? I feel like this
You
is
are
an
dead
interesting
to
one.
me.
This is an interesting one. Underperforming or overperforming?
After 9 games, they are performing. They started off the coldest team in the league, and they are now currently the hottest team in the league, and that's not a question. 14 goals in the last 3 games, only 4 goals against, 2 shutouts. They are.
Look who they played against.
Okay, so we can't use that, and as much as I'd love to, we can't use that if we're going to say that Austin FC is not allowed to have that against them when we talk about them being good, right?
I didn't think I used it against them.
No. What I'm saying is we were defending Austin by everybody saying, "Oh, are they real or are they not?" And people were saying, "Oh, they're not real because they're not playing against great teams." Well, it doesn't matter, right? If City were beating the Toronto FC and the San Jose like 1-0, 2-1, then it's okay. They are blowing these teams out of the water. And yes, they're playing at baseball stadiums. Yes, they're not playing at regulation size fields, whatever. They're legit. And I don't like saying that, but they are. They're coming into their form. They're performing well. Their star players are getting off the mark. Yeah. They are performing. Talk to me in 9 more games and we'll talk about if they're overperforming or underperforming.
Yeah, I agree with you on the performing. I think the best way to sum it up, beginning of the season underperforming, and at this point, I would say overperforming with their last 3 games.
Yeah.
They're obviously not going to carry that form the rest of the season. I still think this team is pretty thin. I don't think there's a lot of depth on this team. So if they start picking up injuries, this team might be in trouble. Who's been the best player for you?
Santi Rodriguez. I will not say Tati Castellanos because he scored 4 goals against an RSL side. 2 of them were pens and 1 of them was a giveaway. I won't say it. Santi Rodriguez has dragged this team to relevancy. We talk about what happened in CCL as well. He was massive. He scored the goal against Seattle in CCL. And I know they got knocked out in that game, but when they played against Comunicaciones as well in the first leg of that game where they what was it? It was a 3-1 win, right? He had a goal in that game as well, maybe an assist. I think he might have had an assist in that one as well. He's just been all over the place for this team, really putting in good shifts, good results. I've been impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I've been really impressed with the way that he's played. Last season, I think he wasn't as good as he probably should have been, but I think he's been really good this year.
Yeah, I am going to go along the same lines that you did. I am not going to go Tati.
Good.
Basically for the same reasoning. Yeah, I mean, he was really bad at the start of the season and then scored 4 goals in 1 game and basically revived his entire season in 1 game. I'm going to go with Tyus Magno, though. I've been super impressed with Tyus Magno this season. I think he has well exceeded my expectations for him. He's been he's like, every time I watch, he's getting involved in goals. He's leading the team in assists this so far this season. I think he's second in assists in the entire league right now, behind Diego Fagundes. Has to obviously work on his goal scoring. That's something we've talked about before. I think in one of our weekly recaps, he gets himself in great positions, but only 1 goal right now to show for it. Obviously, that's a part of his game that I think he needs to improve. But so many great moments from him as well. A lot to look forward to for him. He's really his future is looking pretty bright right now, and I feel like he fits in with this team really well. This is like a super fun attack. I know you don't. You may not admit it or not, but I think this team is super fun to watch attacking wise. They're just all young, talented players. Like this is what the league should be doing.
I don't disagree, but I would prefer them to be fun, attacking, expansive, and explosive on a field that my U13s can play on.
That's a discussion for another time.
I mean, it's a discussion for every time.
We can go into that. We save it for headlines. Save it for headlines. And you can go off about how they don't ever have a stadium. 4th place, believe it or not.
Are we doing surprising?
It's surprising that I forgot about surprising. Yes, we are doing surprising.
Now, I don't care. The less I have to talk about this team, the better. But
No. We got to do surprising. What do you got?
Thiago Martins, DP signing as a center back, fills in for an injured Maxime Chanot and has been bang average at best. I think he's been really subpar from what I've watched of him. I thought he'd be a lot better in the air dealing with services and stuff like that. Not nearly as good as I think he probably should be. But yeah, again, I was just surprised with the DP level. Probably should be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, it still shocks me that he's on a designated player's contract. I can't even imagine what this team would look like if they had another designated player spot open and didn't waste it on a center back. Especially when you have 2 solid center backs already. I don't know why they needed to go sign a designated player one. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I don't mind the decision, but I think the contract, he's not playing up to the contract. That's all.
Yeah, fair enough. I would say surprise for me. It's kind of tough. It still surprises me. I mean, no, I can't say that's surprising. I was leaning towards maybe a Bear. He's only got 115 minutes, no starts this season, but he's not going to take Tati's place at striker at the moment. Not the way Tati has been playing, but I mean, he was their starting striker not too long ago. I could say maybe Gabriel Pereira, 117 minutes, 4 sub appearances. He's got 2 goals already, so pretty quick start for him. Otherwise, I don't have a ton, to be honest. Nothing too overly shocking. Maybe I would say their start to the season. I'll go with that. I'll pick that as my final one. Is the way that they played when they had to balance CCL and the league. I think that kind of showed the fact that they are lacking depth because they were playing the same guys like every game, and their results kind of showed the fact that they had to play so many games.
I think it's also important to comment on the Maximiliano Morales lack of goal contributions, right? Almost 500 minutes now and a single goal contribution. Not ideal, but just something I thought I'd throw out there. Man, I'm so jealous of MLS Gone Wild.
Why?
Guess who his next guest is?
I don't know.
Keaton Parks.
Oh, nice.
How does he do this?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to figure this out. But man, that's awesome. Good for him. Anyways.